What's good with it? Peace and love. Reporting live from the Dogon. You know what it is. Mac TV. Music, art, culture, and knowledge. Subscribe to the YouTube channel 82 Kings. Follow the movement on Instagram at MacTV_82. Again, live from the Dogon with the homie.
Peace.
Shalom.
Peace, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm good, homie. Blessed. Can't complain. So, I want to say, I think the sister's name was Nikki. She had something that was called, like 16.
Cool 16.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nikki, man.
Yeah, cause I did one, and I kind of went down. So, okay, who else was doing it?
Yeah.
And I saw you. I'm like, okay, this nigga like really got my fault. Niggas. He really got like I fuck with your content and your bars. I can tell you're a thinking man.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what's good with it? What's on your mind, man?
I mean, first and foremost, right now, just been pushing my new EP that I released on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
It's called Readily Building Genius, aka the RBG EP.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I like how you flip that.
Yeah. And it's basically taking this whole concept that's based in like Pan-Africanism.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With the red, black, and the green. It just really for us as a people, you know, how we need to build on our genius as a culture, as a society, and really kind of like speaking from like a micro perspective, just on like how I'm living life as an individual and my experiences pretty much, you know what I'm saying? So, I know that by looking on the cover of the EP and just like for people who are familiar with my work, you may assume that it's just straight up political, and there's definitely, you know, undertones of the themes of just, you know, black conscious, but it's really just more like tales of my life story, you know what I'm saying, my experiences and stuff like that. So that's really been the motion. That's going to be the motion throughout this year, 2020, the year of the vision. You know what I'm saying?
Like that. I like that. So let me ask you something. So who did the production? You got any features?
Yeah. So I personally did a production on over half the tracks, like over 5 tracks.
Okay.
Yeah. And then of course, shout out to the Ox Almighty. That's the in-house production team. So my brother 5 a.m. ATL, he did the other beats, and he helped executive produce the EP with me like that. You know what I'm saying? Me and him been rocking for a few years.
Okay. That's what's up.
Shout out to him and Jolly. They got known as Crossfade Park.
Okay.
They've been putting out their EPs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? As far as features, let's see. Got Jay Smithick, who's a part of. I've been rocking with him on and off since like 2011.
Okay.
We used to be in a group together called Subconscious. Me, him, and Cadis Hines.
Okay.
So he on a few tracks. Alan Thomas, Meon, Alexandria Lushington, Black Tex, Jay Coop from Paid in America.
Shout out to Coop, because he helped me actually get a show down in New Orleans.
Yeah. Shout out to New Orleans. Shout out to Wino Willie. That's what me and him been rocking on the production tip for years. He's originally from Philly, but he's out there now doing his thing with Bag Season Records.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Frank Carrick, Elgin Brown, all that. New Orleans, I just love the vibe out there. I've done a few events out there, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely look forward to being back out there. But I'm trying to think who else on that joint.
How many tracks you got?
It's 9.
9, okay.
Yeah, Glenn Sadler of Far Out Family. Far Out Family been very instrumental as far as like helping me even like establish myself as an artist early on.
Okay.
You know, in the indie scene. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget nobody. Oh yeah. shout out to my bro Prodigy. He's part of the duo Hassan and Prodigy. They got the album Melanated that's out now. You know what I'm saying? I went out with them to LA for the first time.
Okay.
April of last year. You know what I'm saying? They had the album release party out there.
How was that? LA is beautiful, man. I love LA.
Yeah. It's weird in certain ways. It reminds me a lot of Atlanta in certain ways. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Of course, the traffic. Of course, just like certain vibes. You know, a lot of people from LA, they families, they from the South.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is where we got dropped off at.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But I definitely, the weather is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Palm trees here, mountains here, water over here. Right. And then, you know, they smoke the ganja like cigarettes out there. That blew my mind. It's like, y'all really just out here just in front of the public. Like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Right. I know here in Atlanta, you know, we smoking like it's legal, but
it's not. Yeah, there's no policy. I think they actually...
It's decriminalized.
Over there. I want to say they got they've legalized marijuana for medicinal usage out here. I think CBD oil. Yeah. Yeah, because there was this older brother I met, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm big on the CBD," and I'm just like, "Damn, like it's like that out here." So yeah, but I think eventually it's gonna become legalized at some point.
Well, you know how the policies go. They make money criminalizing us. So to transition to a system to where like it's okay to profit, we'll be the last ones to profit off that. And you know what I'm saying? But you know, we'll see how that plays out, man. Atlanta, for all its acclaim for being like a black mecca, there's still a lot of like dark history. You know what I'm saying? Because this is also Terminus. You know, for those who are unaware, like Terminus was the stopping point for all the railroads, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's really when you think about, when you talk about the traffic here, when you talking about like I-80, you know, I-85, 75, 285, 20 Spaghetti Junction, you know what I'm saying? It's based off Terminus, you know, it's a stopping point, but it's also a beginning point. You can get anywhere within the continental United States from here, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like when you think about it, because 85, that take you north, you know what I'm saying, to 95, then you East Coast, you know, 75 take you Florida all the way up to, you know, Detroit and stuff like that.
Shout out to the D, my home.
You're
I had to say that.
And then 20, you already know, that's going to take you straight out west, you know what I'm saying? So you can get that's why all the sex trafficking and the drug trafficking, you know what I'm saying, this is a major
hub.
You know what I mean? So
that's why BMF was able to do their thing down here.
Yeah. So like with Terminus and you know, that's
free meat. Sorry.
It's all good, bro. Like you know, during like slavery antebellum times, you know, up to the Civil War to where they burned down the city the first time, you know, it's a lot of history up top as is or below, you know what I mean?
That's real.
It's a lot of ancestors. Here's a lot of unsettling spiritual warfare here.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
For sure. I'm actually one of the things that I want to get into is doing book reviews on this podcast. Right now, I'm currently revisiting post-traumatic slave syndrome, and there's it's written by Dr. Joy Leary, and in the book, and this kind of fucked my head up. It's one thing to just read things, but if you can read something and then find, like, you can associate it with something around you, it becomes that more real. Right. And she was talking about like lynchings, and she was saying how like in Noonan, Georgia, which is what, how many miles out there? Maybe 50, 40 miles out there.
Less than an hour drive.
Yeah, she was saying, you know, there are different accounts of different lynchings, and in Noonan, Georgia, they actually had they lynched a man, and they cut pieces off of him after they lynched him. You know, cut his ears, cut his fingers, and they took it home. Like, you know how like, you know, you have game in your house.
Man,
like
that's ironic because I was just you know, I'm guilty. I was watching a Vlad TV interview, but he was interviewing Bill Duke. They were talking about, you know, the Kanye comments that he had made a little while back about, you know, slavery was a choice, and he had brought up a point that, you know, they had black people barbecues where, you know, they put us on spigots and until like we were roasted off, and they would take pieces of the body and take pictures because like Bill Duke was described. And for those who don't know who Bill Duke is a very well.
Duke? Is he related to David Duke?
No.
Okay.
Bill Duke, the real dark skinned OG brother.
Oh, okay.
The film director. He, you know, from Menace, the guy who was pressing Kane and Menace.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was in Tales from the Hood and
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He been doing film for like decades, but he was talking about this book. Mm-hmm. It was like a picture book where they was talking about like, you know, Black history in the United States, and it was showing the pictures of, you know, white people when they would kill our people, you know what I'm saying, put them over spigots like a rotisserie and like take pictures and like holding on to pieces. They probably was eating them too, because we know how that cannibalism going, but you know, we eat. Wow. We feed off the shit, but that's just my own personal theory.
Wow, but I think that's plausible. Like I mean, you know, I know Dr. Diop has this book where he was saying essentially how the European psychology is everything is up for consumption. Literally people. So
it's a spiritual thing when you think about warfare. When people drink blood or, you know, eat the body parts, and that's from ancient times, you know, when it comes to us being the melanation, you know what I'm saying? Like us, the code in our DNA, us being the original people, how much more close can you get to being of what you consume? You are what you eat, right? I don't know, that's just, you know,
that's real.
Not to get on no photep stuff, but this is something to think about. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's real. I mean, my thing is, I think, unfortunately, the metaphysical realm, the spiritual realm, it's been, people try to make a joke about it, like, oh, y'all some hoteps, or it's like it's all pseudoscience. But I do believe there's legitimacy to it. You know, I feel like a lot of times, anything that we create or produce, I feel like popular culture tries to reduce it to bullshit or to make a mockery of it.
That's how you keep people asleep. You keep people slaves.
Yeah. That's real. That's real.
Yeah, man. You know, and these are certain themes underlined that I touch upon on the EP, along with like the ratchetness. You know what I'm saying? So like, for the past few years, I've been basing the scheme of like. My last few releases under that, you know, I'm living in a alternate state of Atlanta known as Ratchlanta. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So even though I didn't overtly promote, I haven't overtly promoted the RBG project as a part of that Ratchlanta theme. It's still there when you hear it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely with tracks of like Ice in My Cup and So What I Said It, which are probably the more definitely politically incorrect, but definitely more salacious. It's talking about, you know, being out here, you know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to get caught up. I've been caught up. I still sometimes get caught up in like the allure of, you know what I'm saying, the sex, the fast life. And things like that. It's here. It's available. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't even got to try to look for it.
You don't. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, if, like, so a long time ago, I think it was like when I was listening to Frank Ski, the first time he was on the air here, they were talking and they were saying, like, the ratio to women to, like, men, it's like 2-1, I believe, or 20-1. I can't remember the exact.
20-1 sounds more accurate.
But like, you know, so especially like if you identify as like a straight black man, you know what I'm saying, you out here, it, you know, it's not that hard. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. You know what I'm saying? Numbers are hook up. You know what I'm saying? And that's no slight to anybody else or any other demographic within the melanation, but it's just factual. You know what I'm saying? Like, You know, you got brothers who may be down low, who may not be down low, they just not into women, or you know what I'm saying? Or you got us that are incarcerated, you know what I'm saying? So when you out here and you're not incarcerated and you out here being able to move, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then us general as a people, we kind of like out of touch with really building sustainable romantic and family relationships, and you just out here trying to get a nut. Like it's nothing. The pickings it actually is more challenging to find something that's more sustainable and meaningful and long term, because you know you just so quick to get in and out, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I actually respect, and I'm feeling, you know what I'm saying, the feminine powers that be, the sisters out here challenging us to kind of like step our shit up. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
But it's yet again, it's still a challenge, because if you single out here, and you know you getting them calls on late night. You know, so I gotta talk about it, because you know what I'm saying, that's been part of my that's real. That's part of my experience thus far.
That's real.
You know what I mean?
That's real. Now there was a question that we were going to get into as far as like the some of not it's not even just limited to sisters, but you know some of our sisters are out here. They're delving or digging into like different traditionally African belief systems or spiritual systems. And how do you feel about that? Because I feel like sometimes they left the church, they left the mosque, but they're jumping into something they haven't necessarily been trained in.
Well, first and foremost, that's not, you know, let's be clear. I'm not saying that's all of us is getting caught up in that sweep of like reclaiming our I guess our African spirituality.